Praise the Lord, everybody. It's good to see you all. Hope you have had a blessed Lord's Day. We surely did here at Calvary Hill. We are in the middle of a series, this season of joy, and today's message, what are you thankful for? And I'm thankful for so many things: my amazing family, my beautiful wife, my wonderful children, my fantastic parents, and all the wonderful things that I enjoy as a part of being the leader of this community of faith. And for many of you that know our church, have been a part of Calvary Hill's history, you know that for years we talked about building an elevator. We talked about it when we were in Daly City, and then when we moved from Daly City, one of the things that was at the top of our list was to build an elevator because we have our worship center on the second floor. And so a lot of the things that we want to do, we can't do as much of because we didn't have an elevator, and there are members that weren't able to get in easily because we didn't have an elevator. And so God has blessed us this year, and I want to share this testimony that I gave a few weeks ago here at church. I want to share it with you today. And then each week I want to be able to just give you updates on pictures and progress of the elevator. We're calling this whole project Higher Ground. And so we want to just be able to, over the next several weeks, give you updates on Higher Ground. So here's the first thing we wanted to share, which was my message to the church, that we were ready to break ground on Higher Ground.
I'm so glad I can preach a gospel that I can watch God fulfill. He is faithful to his word. And all summer long we said we were blessed, and then we said we were blessed and highly favored. And for those of you who have been a part of the journey with us a while, we've been trying to do some things. And we've been praying and believing and asking God to move. And sometimes he just needs us to walk in our faith. And we've been trying to do some things. We've been trying to complete some things. We've been trying to accomplish some things. And you all have believed every step of the way that we've been going, and I want you to know that God is so faithful.
Yep.
When we moved here, we actually left Daly City after we started an elevator project for Daly City. Talked to Brother Navari, who was with Otis Elevator at the time, and we asked Al for an elevator there, and then God moved us here.
Right.
And when we got here, we said, well, we need an elevator over here.
Right.
And we were blessed with the Mountain Men with helping us to finish this beautiful facility that you're in. Saved us $250,000 because God's hand was on us because we walked in faith. But we still didn't have the $350,000 for no elevator.
Right.
And we waited and we waited and we waited and we prayed and we waited and we worshiped up here and we waited. And God just kept being faithful. He populated downstairs with our computer lab and our youth center and our chapel and our programs for bilingual families and all these other things. And yet we knew we still needed an elevator. And a few years ago I said, okay, y'all, we've gotten some things in order. Let's raise a little money so we can figure out where we are. So we raised a few dollars. We raised about $7,000 so I could go and find out how much the building was worth, see if we can get a line of credit, see if we can figure out a way to pay for this elevator and say, and after all of that was done, we still weren't anywhere close. And I said, okay, y'all, let's see what the city says. Let's see where we are in this process. Let's talk to the city. So we raised about $7,000 more dollars, and we went down and we found out that we had to start all over again. And we had to start from scratch with everything we needed for the elevator. And I said, okay, let's wait this out, figure this out. In the meantime, a pandemic hit. And yet God said, we still got work for you to do. So we kept moving, we kept praying and kept believing. And I said, God, at some point we've got to get this done. And one day in January, I was driving, going to pick up Joy from school, and there was a construction truck in front of me that was called Higher Ground. And for some reason, God kept me behind this truck. Normally, I change lanes and get around slow trucks. God kept me behind this truck. I said, okay, God, you got me here So I keep looking at high ground, and I'm going to just memorize this phone number because I can't write while I'm driving. So I'm going to memorize it and pull over. I memorized it, pulled over, wrote it down, called the man, and I said, sir, I'm sorry, I saw your number on the truck. And he said, he called me back. He said, yeah, would you like to meet? I said, I can't meet today. He said, well, I'll come to the church tomorrow. He came to the church the next day, and he said, you know what? He said, I think I can help y'all get this done. I said, really? He said, yeah, I'll tell you what. He said, give me what you have, and I'll go down to the city and talk to the people myself. I said, how much is it going to cost? He said, it's not going to cost you anything right now because I want you to get this done, Pastor. So starting in January, this contractor from higher ground went downtown and met with the people and talked to the people, and he said, I found out everything I need to know. Pastor, do you mind? I'm going to go ahead and call in my subcontractors. I'm going to call an electrical person. I'm going to call an architect. I'm going to call this. I'm going to call all these people and get everybody ready to do your elevator. I said, how much is it going to cost? He said, it's not going to cost you anything right now because I just want you to get it done. I said, okay. And he said, well, he brought me, he said, you know, the plans you had down there, those don't even work anymore. So I got a new architect. He said he'll draw you some new plans. I said, how much is it going to cost? It's not going to cost you anything right now, but just get ready. I said, okay. I said, Lord, now I'm already clocking some bills here, Lord, so I'm going to walk in faith. But what God did was, he said, you know what? And the contractor from high ground said, you know what, Pastor? I looked over the plans. I think I can save you $100,000. I called the deacons. I said, hey, deacons, guess what? They said they can save us $100. Can we make a change? Deacons said, of course. I said, cool, let's go. And I said, okay, Pastor. I said, okay, all right, Pastor. No, God is moving. So I said, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going, see what God does next. And then he said, well, I took the estimate for the elevator, and I think I got somebody that can do it for about the third of the price. I said, okay. I said, all right, that sounds good too. I said, well, you know, we're going down. He said, mind you, when we got the new news that the elevator was going to cost almost $500,000, so we started knocking off $100,000 here and $100,000 there. I said, okay, that's making me feel better. But when it got down to it, I said, Lord, I still need you to just show me it's you. And so he said, well, he said, I'm going to bring all my subcontractors in, and we're going to look at this. We're going to break some ground. They're going to put some pictures on the screen. He said, I'm going to break some ground because we're going to save some more money because we're going to move the elevator from outside to inside the building. We're going to save you some more money. And not only are we going to save you some money, we're going to save you some time. We're going to be able to do the elevator in about half the time. So he dug a hole. And he said, I can put that elevator right there in the building for about half the price that you all started with. I said, all right. All right. See, God is moving. And I said, well, let me see. I said, well, let's see how this all goes. Let's see how all this plays out. I said, we need this elevator. We need to move forward. We got seniors that need to get up here. We got folks that are, physically challenged. We need to get up in here. And I said, okay, God. So this man from high ground said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. He said, I'm going to go down here. We're going to start taking care of the paperwork. He said, it normally takes about 6 months. We're going to see what happens. We're going to go down there. But because I had some folks praying and because we were already believing, we were already walking in faith, he said, you know what? I was able to go down, and in my going down, amen, I was able to do some things. I was able to go down with your new plans. Hold them up, Marty. And we got the new plans approved in one day. I said, well, we need a permit. He said, well, you know what, Pastor, you realize when I went back in January, they didn't put y'all on the list for a plan checker. They gave y'all a plan checker. So you don't have to wait till somebody to be assigned to your project. Now that we have a project, we can go down there and see how fast. It still may take 3 months to get the permit, but I'm going to go down here and see. Me and the architect go down. And so the architect and the contractor went down there. Come here, Kyra. And they went down there on Wednesday and gave me the permit to start construction on Friday. No 6 months on the design, no 3 months on the permit. We are ready to break ground and get it done. I wish I had some happy, blessed people in here right now. I wish I had some happy, blessed people in here right now. So y'all been talking about blessed and highly favored all summer. And God said, let me show y'all what favor looks like. I need all of y'all to just make some noise right quick for me.
Hallelujah.
Y'all been talking about favor all summer, and God said, I'm going to show y'all what favor looks like. Here it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to put y'all in a place you don't have to wait for nothing. It's time to go. Somebody say, it's time to go.
Yeah.